You're still watching Prime Morning, and it's time for us to delve into what the newspapers have and, of course, things that concerns us, our citizens in the country. It's time for Newsflash, and this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, phone papa pair for you. What gadget are you looking for? Mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, refrigerators, any gadget you're looking for, we have it. And you just have to visit any of our shops, okay? So if you visit any of your shops, you see all the items. Now, if you don't want to go through the traffic, download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app. Also, if you want more details, you can go on our website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa pair fee. Now, it's election year, and of course, 87 days to election. And the 2024 elections is quite interesting, I must say. The atmosphere is charged. Of course, we've seen almost all political parties campaigning very hard. We've heard their manifestos, and we've also seen the EC do their job. Now, today, we want to take a look at what the EC is doing. Now, with regards to what the EC is doing, there's been so many exercises that the EC has put together. However, it looks like there are certain political parties that are not too happy with the work that the EC is doing. And some political parties are calling for forensic audit. The recent one is the NDC calling for forensic audit of the voters' registration, book. And from what the EC is saying, they have to decline that request. Now, the NDC has written to Ghana Police to seek for permission to picket all EC offices in Ghana till they get answers or they get results. Now, today I want to take a holistic look at forensic audit on voters register. Is it important for it to be done, or we should actually allow the EC to do their job, since it is not a government institution? I want you to be a part of the conversation this morning. And joining us this morning also, let me introduce my guests to you. They are very important to me and they are very dear to my heart. Dr. Palgrave Boachidankwa is representing the NPP this morning. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great.
It's good to be here. I like your pearls.
Oh, thank you. Oh, ooh,
Yeah,
I'm feeling good.
good.
It's good to always see you, I must say.
Thank you so much.
And representing Movement for Change this morning, he's told me that they are definitely taking over. They are working, and they will definitely emerge as the next government of the Republic of Ghana. Michael Safo Kantanka. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Rosalie.
How are you?
By the grace of God, how are you too?
I'm fine, thank you. I must
Good,
say.
good,
Yes.
good.
And we'll have Adele Umar Ibrahim, who's representing the NDC, join us via Zoom for us to delve into this conversation. Let me quickly read what the newspapers have, and then I'll take a look at the messages you have sent. Now, if you want to send in more messages, it's 055-157-5757. It's 055-157-5757. I'll read your messages, and then we delve into the conversation here in the studio. I'll start with the Custodian newspaper. The Custodian newspaper. Expanding public infrastructure, NPP offers new funding model. Jospon Boss graces China-Africa Summit. Information Minister lauds media's role in nation building. Baumia will make history for NPP. Gideon Buakun says so. Abu Jinapo call for NPP's unity to win 2024 polls. And at the banner headline, Bahama condemns DRIP initiative. That's it for the Custodian newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper is the next newspaper. Daily Graphic. Strategic local development policy out. A document aims to drive sustainable economic growth. Lawyer shortage hits legal aid. Deal with Iran's election officials. This is coming from Afarijan. Yes, yesterday he spoke about it. And he says that any election official that is found guilty of meddling in the affairs should be treated as treason. Wow. Republic Press newspaper, Mahama resorts to demo as NDC gambles for self-serving voter register audit. Police grab Oyarifa troublemakers. Ekufuado backs CJ over Supreme Court nominations. Ban illegal mining to prevent generational food and nutrition crisis. Galamsey is an enemy, says Otumfo, and UTAG threatens strike over illegal mining. As to whether this will happen or not, we are yet to know that. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper is my final newspaper, the Ghanaian Publisher. FIDIC 2024, investments in road key to poverty reduction, as Ensobuachi says so. Democracy flourishes with well-informed media. Sorry, this coming from the Information Media Minister. YEA, Agric Ministry, empower youth in farming with tools and equipment. A Jospon Group showcases diverse interests at China-Africa summits. That'll be all with what the newspapers are reporting this morning. This segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still Phone Papa Pefi. And of course, you see my Webby biscuit right in front of me. Today, my guests will not leave without having a bite. Right. So, yes, so all my guests will get a bite in the Webby biscuit. I want them to know how it feels to enjoy one of the best biscuits on the market. Let me see if I have some messages coming in, and I will delve into our topic. Now, today, we are taking a look at forensic audit in voters registration. Is it very important that it's done, or is just one of those things that people use just to divert attention from what what is really on the ground? So let's take a look at it, because we know that the NDC has requested for a forensic audit into our voters registration or voters register. However, the EC has declined this audit to be done by the NDC. And the NDC is threatening to picket every EC office in Ghana. So let's take a look at the messages that are here as well. Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll try and get some messages as well. So Michael, you are filing your nomination today, right?
That's right.
Okay. So tell us a bit about it.
All right. Thank you, Rosalind, and good morning to your viewers and to the youth out there whose resolve for change has led Honorable Alan Martin to respond to the call. And in furtherance of that democratic process, Alan took a nomination form, and then he files today. By the grace of God, around 3, 4 o'clock, we should, be at the EC's office to file. And that shows his commitment to everything that we've been doing and we've been talking about in terms of transformation, in terms of a stable economy, building a resilient economy, growing the Ghanaian economy, creating an enterprise economy where everyone, can be proud of themselves as citizens and not just for a select few. So it's important that Alan files today. It's important that every member of the movement who can make it show up in their numbers, and let's keep the fire burning. Yeah.
All right. Talking about that, and you have high hopes that Movement for Change will definitely become the next government of Ghana.
Definitely, it's going to happen. Because going around the country, even for the topic, the main topic for discussion now, you can pick the resolve for change. Because if people need change and there are democratic processes that will deliver the change, then of course they are going to fight. Like the NDC is saying they should do a forensic audit. They are going to do a demonstration. So these are signs that, look, change is imminent. Unfortunately, the NDC cannot deliver that change Ghanaians require. And they've had their chance. We've seen how soiled their hands are. Alan Martin remains the safest pair of hands. And so I call on all Ghanaians and the young people especially to rally behind him. If development is what you seek, then you have a technocrat par excellence who is going to, drum home the pragmatic changes we need in our lives. And so, it's important Alan becomes president and he'll win.
Okay, so then as a movement, that's Movement for Change, let's take a look into the forensic audit that the NDC is requesting for. Do you think it's a right request? Do you think it's even right for EC to open up its books to political parties in the name of forensic audits?
Thank you.
You have 5 minutes to make your point, though.
Okay. So one thing the EC or everybody has to know is there's nothing like an insignificant stakeholder in this whole, journey into leadership or changing a leader. Once we've accepted democracy, once we've accepted the rule of law, then it's important, we factor into all decisions and all our processes the relevance of each player. So you have the NDC, you have the NPP. Thankfully, we have the Movement for Change on board. Can you believe that the movement doesn't have copies of the register? Meanwhile, the Constitution gives provisions for an independent candidate. And so...
Have you requested for it?
Yeah, they did. They did. And on several occasions, we've had our head of policy talk about it. And so these are concerns that they are legitimate. You can't shelve and say everything is okay. No. For people to have that trust in the system, it's important you make them matter. You make them feel like they're part of the process. Look at a whole party like NDC, who has ruled this country before, struggling to drum home the need for transparency. Meanwhile, deep within the mandate of the EC is the ethical consideration of transparency. And transparency doesn't just come out of the blue. You have to deliberately, institute some measures like communication, timely communication. You have to be able to have reps from the NDC, MPP, the Movement for Change, receive timely situational reports in terms of you did voter registration. After registration, you have to exhibit. Now, when you were conducting the voter registration, we had some of your BVDs. You, the EC, admitted that some of your machines were stolen and all that. Clearly, it raises serious concerns because people were seen registering people, under the radar. And so if a party seeing all this is asking for a forensic audit, what's a forensic audit? Maybe the name sounds so well.
Why are you not joining forces with this particular political party? Let's not look at it as even a political party because it's only right that it's done. And you're saying that, if a party is asking for it, you also in opposition. Why don't you join forces with them and ask EC for a forensic audit?
I don't know what you mean by we should join forces with them.
Join forces in asking for forensic audit, not join forces in asking for votes.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, we have our position on this matter. Our position is that there should be transparency. And so any advocacy, any position that advances, that tries to secure and protect that transparency precincts, we support it. Yeah, so just that we are careful not to also be drawn into the mischief of the day, where members of the duopoly, because of their past behaviors like influence peddling and, they don't allow for systems to work. And so when power changes hands, very soon, if NPP is in opposition, you will hear them make the same noise. I call it noise because sometimes it's from a very ill fate. They don't actually...
You have like a minute to...
Okay, they just want to make things look like, somebody wants to steal. Somebody wants to usurp the will of the people. But really, if you look into it, the call is a good one. I just hope it's not fraught with mischief and all these funny considerations. Any call for transparency is a good one, and we at the Movement for Change support it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so Michael has told us that they at Movement for Change support it, but we are waiting to see if Movement for Change will also call for the same, forensic audit from the EC. You want to say something?
Oh, Rosalind.
Yes.
Very good morning to you.
Good morning. So I'll give you 7 minutes because he
Thank
did
you.
2 extra minutes with the nomination.
You're a very good timer.
Yes.
I was noting and realizing that you're going really according to
Yes,
time.
I am.
Let me greet the good people of Ghana and greet the good people of Achime Buakwa North constituency. This morning in my constituency, the President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's DRIP initiative is being commissioned within my local constituency. And so the MP, the Honorable Gifty Chumampofo, the MCA, the Honorable, who's my MCA? I forgot his name all of a sudden. It's just gone on my mind. Yeah, Modinga. Yes,
Okay.
Modinga, the Honorable Modinga. And then the parliamentary candidate, Nanado Frimpong, are going to be there to make sure that we commission this. 7th December is going to be an interesting day. Fortunately, it's going to be a Saturday. And, I'm Nana Kwame. And on Saturdays, I usually would do a Shabbat and prayer to God. And I'm very certain that at sunset of Saturday, we would be having some fresh of breath air in the country where a lot more people will be elated that the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana will be none other than His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. EC and the NDC's forensic ask. I've just gone to the EC website. I've just seen that the data from the 2024 registration infographics is very available, both for the movement, both for the NDC, both for the NPP, in terms of number of people that were able to register, people that were able to transfer their votes, percentages of females and males, data, infographics that talks about where the people did their registration, the trends, and all of that. Now, we have a very, very major election and a very important one as such, which I'm very certain that the Ghanaian people want to ensure that it's transparent, it's free, it's fair, and that the mandate of the people is not trampled upon by the Electoral Commission. I think that it's important for us, the New Patriotic Party. It's important for every single electorate to see to it that the voters register is as clean as possible. I don't think there is a relevance and a need for a forensic, because throughout the registration processes, there were observers from the various political parties. Throughout the registration processes, there were collations, and once it was done, the data has been sent to the various political parties to be able to look at it. I don't think that a forensic is important. I would want to trust in the confidence that the Electoral Commission has given to us with the persons that have been registered. I would want to trust that it's a true reflection of those that are above 18. I would want to trust that there are no double registration. I would want to trust that people that have been able to transfer their votes from one polling station to another polling station is based on the people's own decision, that no machine has made that error whatsoever. I would want to trust that the Electoral Commission would continue to repose trust and confidence with the various political parties. And I would also want to ask the NDC to reposition their position, because, Rosie, it's not confirmatory that on the 7th of December, the Ghanaian people, majority of them would vote for the NDC. Neither is it confirmatory that majority of the Ghanaian people would vote for the NPP. It's an election that we are going into. Either political parties could win or lose. What I do not want to see is the NDC constantly painting a picture as though the Ghanaian people would vote for them. And as such, if the mandate of the Ghanaian people is to have Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to become the president, the NDC would say that it's a no, because the Ghanaian people would vote for them.
Then it brings me to this question. If we make it very transparent to the Ghanaian people now that after the forensic audit, there is no qualms in the voters register, then we know that when the NDC starts making noise, Ghanaians will say, what noise do you have to make? So currently, the EC has every right, or the EC has, will silence everybody by putting this forensic audit on the table to be done, so the NDC will keep quiet on 7th of December just in case anything happens.
No, Rosie, when you have 87 days to a major election like this, it's not a lot of days, because there are lots of things that you need to juggle in between. You need to start printing the paper that we'll use to vote. You need to start accrediting those papers. You need to make sure that the serial numbers are tallying. You need to start doing training. You need to start doing deployment. And by the blink of the eye, it's just on that set day that you need to go and do your voting. I don't have a problem whether the EC grants the forensic or not. But it's all about money. I mean, because all of these things are going to cost money. What is the essence in asking for a forensic when we could have all been just vigilant during the registration processes? Because during the registration processes, there were key indicators very clearly that this is free, this is fair. Every single complaint that either the MPP or the NDC brought on the table, it was addressed by the EC. Every single thing that we as a political party were unsatisfied with, we sent it to the EC. The EC addressed that. Every single issue that the NDC also had as a challenge, they also sent that to the Electoral Commission for it to be addressed. So for me, I do not want us to belabor the point. We have a major election. It's an election that is important for the MPP. It's an election that is important for the NDC. It's an election that is important for the sanctity and integrity and transparency of the Electoral Commission. Because we have had elections since 1992. Every single election. I mean, I think that in my growing years, in recent times, up until Charlotte Osei became the EC and then now Jane Mensah, I've not seen any major complaints.
But we saw major complaint when Charlotte Osei was
no. When I mean major complaints, what I mean is that we didn't have a lot of challenges when Afarijan was in office.
But we are talking about
Afarijan. But I'm trying to put it in context.
Okay.
That the integrity of the Electoral Commission is key, very, very key, and we do not want anyone to jeopardize that integrity. The New Patriotic Party wants to be sure that this election is conducted in the free manner in which it has to be. But what I'm saying is that the mandates of the people must not be denied them. If the mandate of the people declares very strongly that it goes for the New Patriotic Party, the NDC should accept it.
Okay.
Likewise, if it goes for the NDC, I'm very certain that the NPP would accept it.
All right.
But we need to see to it that this voters registration data that we have is clean, is fair, is representative of the people that are going to exercise their franchise.
Okay, fantastic. We are being joined on Zoom by Adel Umar Ibrahim, who is representing the NDC this morning. Good morning, Adel. Hello, Adel.
Hello. Good morning, Rosalind.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you too?
I'm doing okay, except for Paul Griff has started his usual thing this morning.
Which is?
I can hear Michael saying that we don't want to be involved in this duopoly. Don't want to be involved in this duopoly.
Michael actually has said that, they are for the forensic audits, although they haven't joined forces. I don't know if they will join forces soon to call for the forensic audits, but he's saying that it's only free and fair that the NDC ask for the forensic audits. And let me ask you this. Your flag bearer is charging the NDC to picket every EC office in Ghana here because of forensic audits. People are saying that it could lead to something chaotic. So why not do it in a different manner?
Rosalind, let me say a good morning to all of you and to the viewers, and to apologize for not being in the studio in person, something beyond my control. And then to furthermore indicate that we are where we are because of things that are being done in the manner in which things are being done. Now, Rosalind, you would understand and agree that in 2012, when the NPP decided that they were not comfortable with what we had, that was the time that we're introducing the biometric system. They fought for it and then said they wanted, a forensic audit. At the time, it was UNDP that basically handled that forensic audit back then. This was something that Afarijan basically just opened up and said, look, you want forensic audit, no problem, let's go, let's do it, and then let everybody, go home with a peace of mind. Why? Because if you have individuals and you have political parties uncomfortable with the final results that are brought out based on situations that have happened along the way in that electoral process, that is a problem. That is actually a major problem as compared to having a forensic audit. That is one. The second thing you have to also understand is this. We have an electoral commissioner who, first of all, from the time we started our registration, open the centers up for people to get registered onto it, they started with, we're going to use only Ghana card. The NDC said you cannot use only Ghana card. After that registration exercise, 70% of Ghanaians actually went in there with the guarantor system because they didn't have Ghana cards. Do you know what that means? That means that about 70% of the people who are currently ready and willing to vote wouldn't have had access to vote. Constitutionally, it is unacceptable. This is unconstitutional, assuming that happened. We go forward. We indicate, again, when it came to the issue of the same registration, when they were tallying numbers on their screens and their websites, we came back and told them, listen, the figures that you're putting together, it is not what it is. The 1 + 1 that we know that is supposed to be 2, 1 + 1 is turning into 300, and 2 + 2 is turning into 1,000. We don't think that is what ought to be argued. Eventually, they came to accept and acknowledge that, yes, this is what is going on. Then we're sitting here. BVR gets missing. BVD gets missing. Rosalind, BVR is what is basically used to verify somebody or to capture someone's fingerprint in order for the person to be placed onto the voters register. That is what you need to do that. Then you have a BVD, which is what you would use on the day of elections to verify that you are the one that the BVR had earlier captured you on that same register. Rosalind, BVR is missing, BVD is missing. The laptops that connects the BVR and the BVD, that laptops are also missing. The BVR kit and the BVD kit, it comes in one big box. It has codes on them. In fact, in order for you to be able to open that kit and take only the laptop, it doesn't even make sense to open the kit and take only the laptop and leave the cameras and leave all the other things that are inside. But they are saying that it is only the laptop that got missing. How did the person have access to the codes to open that BVR kit? How did they? If you've seen the BVR kit, when they come to the registration centers, you realize that it is black, it comes and it has codes on them. How did the person get access to open the BVR kits? How did the laptops in those BVR kits get missing? Then they say, oh, don't worry about it. All that you need to know is that no one can actually utilize those BVRs without the codes. But the question we're asking is that, how does somebody else from outside come into the Electoral Commission, enters their warehouse with CCTV cameras, with military personnel, with police personnel, and then a BVR kit is open, laptops taken out, and then you're saying that person who has access to Electoral Commission cannot have access to the codes? Simply doesn't make sense. It took 1 year. Electoral Commission couldn't talk about it. Over a year, Electoral Commission couldn't talk about it. It took the NDC to come out and say, look, BVRs and BVDs are missing. Even that, they declined. They first of all declined. They said nothing happened. Then when we kept hitting and met them at IPAC with evidences, then now they come to say, yes, they admit, but it was laptops that were missing. Later, Bosman says, yes, they have handed over some people to the police to investigate. Today, we're telling you that you have given us, you're supposed to give us the voters register for close to about some days before you do exhibition. We fought. On the final day, you're going to give us the register. You gave it to us in the afternoon, knowing very well that the following day exhibition was going to happen. The NDC took our time. We went through our nobody went to bed. Throughout the night, people were working. Dr. Mwanebo Ahmed's team, may God bless them. People were working throughout the night to make sure that the right things were actually captured. We went through the process. Rosalind, we come to finalize that the register, which Electoral Commission gives to us as a political party, going on the grounds and checking what is on the grounds are not the same. We're being told we can't talk about it.
Really?
I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. I mean,
so why don't you take EC to court then?
Come again?
Why don't you take EC to court?
Oh, yeah. That is a process. That is a process that can actually take place. But of course, the Constitution also gives us the right to demonstrate.
Yeah.
And the demonstrations we're going to go into, we're doing these demonstrations at the Electoral Commission offices across the country to remind them that the mandate that has been given to them is not theirs, it's the people's mandate. We are going to vote. We are coming to vote to tell the people of Ghana who we want to lead us. It is your responsibility to only make sure that everybody gets that access, everybody is allowed. How do you tell me, for example, that I have come to register my name in East Ayawaso? This is my branch, Mount Zion B. The Constitution has given me the mandate that if I decide to change where I vote, I would have to go there officially with a letter, go let them see me, capture me, and then go on and do the transfer as I have indicated for it to be done. How do you transfer people? How were people transferred without their knowledge? Pusika, 38 persons were transferred. Take it, that 38, multiply by 275 constituents. Let's say
you have a minute to go, please.
Yes, you have close to about almost 10,000 people displaced. When you know, again, that in elections, all that you need is 50 plus 1, 50% plus 1. The plus 1 is not 1%. 50% plus 1 vote. Rosalind, 1 vote, 1. And then 38 people are being displaced. So you come on the day of elections, you want to go, they say, oh, your name is not here. Then you move here. And they keep telling us, oh, we'll use tactics. These elections, we're going to use, tactics. We're going to use some ways to get it. Margaret, look, there are some things. And Michael, look, there are some things.
All right, your time is up, Adele. Your time is up. So I'll definitely come back to you. Please hold on. Let me see the messages that have come in so far, and then we can actually delve deeper into it. And so I know that my viewers at home are really sending in their messages, whether they agree with this forensic audit call from the NDC on the voters register or not. We want to hear your voice this morning. I know some messages have come in, so very soon I'll be taking your messages. This segment is probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, phone, papa, fee, whatever gadget you're looking for, Franco Trading has got them. Mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, I mean, anything you are thinking of, just come to Franco Trading Enterprise and we'll sort you out. You can download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone, pepper, fee, and of course, don't forget to start your morning right by breaking your fast with Webby Biscuit. So when you go on the market, make sure you get your Webby Biscuit and use it to break your fast. Get a beverage on the side with it, and of course, you will love it. So let's see the messages that have come in so far. So I'll start off with this one. Okay. So, oh, wow. Messages. All right, so my goodness. Okay, so this one, oops. All right, so okay, so all right, so I'll start with this one. The fight against Galamsey by the NPP has been a scam from the one President Akufo-Addo put his presidency on the line from Ablade Zongo. 7 December elections, the gap margin NDC will give to NPP will be wider like a goal score from a center circle, which the referee cannot deny. Nothing easy can do when the results are out from Ablade Zongo. Good morning, watching you inside the Wenya. Sorry, pardon me. Wishing you a great day. My name is Chiane Kake from Atimatim in the Upper West Akim constituency in the Eastern region. If you did not get the chance to be part of 1957 independence, there's a chance for you to be part of the second independence. 2024 election is our second independence. Join NDC to fight these aliens to reset Ghana again. Dra Emmanuel for Upper East. Okay. All right, so, Good morning, Rosalind. Please tell EC we need peace in this country, not war. Greetings to my sisters and Rellins. Okay. Alaji Hamza from Pig Farm says, Rosalind, I totally agree with the leadership of the NDC to call for a massive demonstration across all 16 regions of this country. Why is the EC running away from accountability and transparency? I am inclined to believe that the EC, led by Madam Jean Mensah, has something to hide. This is not the first time a political party is calling for auditing of the voter register. It has happened before. In 2024, the NPP, or you're talking about 2024? Okay, in 2020, call for, in 2012, I think that's what you wanted to type. Okay. The NPP called for the editing of the voters register in 2012 under Afarijan, and it was granted. So what has changed this time round? Madam Jean Mensah should be made to understand that she's paid by the poor taxpayers' monies to work for us. Today, Madam Jean Mensah goes around with military bodyguarding her, which is totally wrong. The military can only be seen bodyguarding only the president because he is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and Madam Jean Mensah, in any case, what is she afraid of? Okay, let's forget Eduopoli. Ose Alan, watching live from Tumu. Okay, so Ose Alan, Movement for Change, you're in the house. Good morning to you, Ghana. Known as the Gold Coast, Ghana known as the Gold Coast, so during the colonial era, should have been a shining example of a gold reserve hub in the world. With abundant natural resources, including gold, the country had the potential to become a major player in the global mining industry. However, due to a lack of leadership and clear policies to handle mining activities, Ghana has struggled to realize this potential. Eron Bebako Kokobmisa. Good morning, Roslyn. My question is why the so-called civil society, UTAG, and some media stations was quiet when John Mahama and his NDC people went to Galamsey side to do campaign in 2020 was not condemned, but they are rather criticizing the president as is this hypocrisy or propaganda to paint MPP black from Kweku Bako Jr. Asante Bekwai. Okay. Good morning, Roslyn. The NDC believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is winning, and that is why they are doing this. You remember JDM saying in 2012, saying the NPP is attacking the AC because the NPP knew they had lost the elections. Pardon me. Good morning, Roslyn. My question is, why the so-called civil... Okay, I think I've done this one already. It's the same thing that you've sent. Good morning, Roslyn. And your panelists, the call for forensic audit by the NDC is baseless and unfortunate. In every election, the one who is going to lose will be seen crying and leveling all sorts of allegations against the NDC, the EC, sorry. The NPP, both in government and in opposition, has been able to bring out electoral reforms such as transparent ballot boxes, verification machine, giving out pink sheets to party agents, and many others to strengthen our electoral system. But the NDC has no single electoral reforms to their name. From Abdul Karim Zugulana Gushegu. Okay. Good morning, Madam Host. Why is the EC and the NPP running away from the forensic audit of the voter register if they have nothing to hide? We are going to push them to do the right thing from Mowat inside Asatre. Good morning, Madam. What have we done to this group of people called NPP Party? All right, so... Okay. Okay, Paul Gray, this is for you. Please ask Mr. Paul Gray for me, is Ochihini happy about the destruction of the lands his forefathers fought to preserve and protect for him to inherit? He must do something. Oh, Patrick from Accra. Oh, he's doing something. We talk about it. He's been on several platforms to say that we should fight Galamsey. And so I know that he in particular is doing a lot with fight against Galamsey. Mesha Asante in Amasaman, the youth of Ghana are coming out in our numbers to demonstrate heavily against the Electoral Commission on 17 September. If they insist to work with this error and bloated register, and whether they like it or not, they must do what's right before 7 December, because there's no way the angry Ghanaians will allow their evil plans to succeed this time. A word to the wise is enough. Greetings to Sedom Apenyo, incoming MP Asaman Kese. Good morning to you and to your guests. In fact, the EC boss, Jean Mensah, have to be careful. If not, she will ignite fire during this election, because the lady proved herself to be a biased referee. Apia Hene and Boss Manasari should have not be working as EC staffs. They are known clearly to belong to particular political party, that's the NPP, Peace Council, religious bodies, chiefs, and all respectful citizens must have their voices to this, must add their voices to this. If not, confusion can occur. There are a lot of mistakes in the register. JDM is winning this election massively. Whatever the NPP will campaign, God will bring peace during and after this election. Amen. Amen, Albert. Amen. Sami Boachi Asaman Kese says, I think the forensic audit for the voter register is baseless and unnecessary, but the most important thing for now is that the election is won at the polling station, and I won't say practically that the NDC shouldn't dream of going to court, because the NPP is very seriously campaigning to propagating the good policies of NPP, and majority of Ghanaians have tasted both NPP and NDC, and reality on the grounds is NPP is the best political party to meet the demands of Ghanaians. Let's help NPP to break the age to protect free SHS, and it's possible. Regards to Honorable Charles Echampo. Good morning, Madam Roslyn. Former President Mahama called on their supporters to stay at the police stations to protect the ballots. A refusal of the NDC to sign the peace pact and now calling for nationwide demonstrations on the streets clearly shows that their aim is to destabilize the country. May the good Lord, okay, protect us from their evil plans. From Mr. Zeblim Tamale. Good morning, Madam. I'll read only two and I can go. Good morning, Madam Roslyn and your panelists. I'm a big Alaska from Garu Tempani. I think it will be less expensive to do a forensic audit of the voter register than to wait for the people to reject the results. We can't trust the EC because how can someone's vote be transferred from one constituency to another without the person's authorizations? NPP and EC is hiding something from we Ghanaians. Okay, Akwasi Garuba from Tamale says, good morning, Roslyn. Who in Ghana doesn't know that elections are won at the police stations? If Mr. Mahama and the NDC are now telling Ghanaians not to trust the credibility of the Electoral Commission, indirectly, the NDC is losing this year's election and they are preparing their minds for their supporters not to accept the outcome of the election. But the NDC must be told in clear terms not to act irresponsible during and after the elections, else people like Asiedu Nketia will live to regret it. I'm pleading with the youth of Ghana not to be deceived by the NDC to misconduct themselves during the elections. During elections, because elections are won at polling stations, period. My greetings, okay. You people, you can greet, oh. I'll do the last message. All right, so this one says that Mr. Majid from Bechim, Toronto, the Honorable Charles Akwesi MP, okay. I entreat all party faithfuls in the constituency to accompany him to file the form. All right, so you want people to accompany Honorable Charles Akwesi doing coming MP for Tano South. People should accompany him to file forms. Thank you very much. People will accompany. I opened this one, I couldn't read it. Okay, good morning, Roslyn. I think the MPP party and the EC have something to hide. If not, why would they have problem of the audit? I know our development partner like UNDP willing to assist. So I don't get the defense of the MPP for the EC to the extent of the BVD machines missing. These MPP people will speak like angels with evil intent. I'll come back and read the rest of the messages. For now, I have to come back to studio and take more from my guest, Michael. You have told us that as a political party, you do agree with, this forensic audit. But I questioned, and you still haven't said, are you also going to petition probably the EC as a separate body for a forensic audit as well?
Well, thank you. They've not allowed us that audience. Even at the IPAC, our executives got there and they were made to sit as observers. So
why so?
I don't know, but so that's the problem I raised earlier. I don't know, they just feel maybe because we are not political parties. But really, the Constitution has a reason for giving room for independent candidates. And with the growing hardship and all that is going on, I think it is crucial you place a bit of premium on anyone who comes up, and not just any mere person, someone in good standing like Alan Chemartin trying to be president. You should allow them audience.
So if the Constitution is saying that you are allowed or you are permitted, why are you not going by the law? Why are you not, taking it to court? Why are you just talking about it?
Well, advocacy is very important in drumming home reforms. Nations, empires have been forged by advocacy. So like I'm doing now and like all other members are doing, we are adding in our voice for the call for transparency and for the call for rule of law, for systems to work. And so it's not so much about we going to court, or that duplicity of efforts do not really help. NDC has already taken their position. We feel they are on the right path. And so
you can also take your position if you are not in agreement with what EC is doing.
Yeah, our position is clear, like I've communicated, and it's thankfully it's in sync with what the NDC is doing. And so they have recognition that we don't have. So if they are fighting, we can be in the background and support them. Yeah.
But being in the background, you are looking for votes. You want to be the next ruling government.
Yeah.
And so being in the background, people out there will think that if you're given the mandate, you'll still be in the background because you don't even believe in yourself.
No, Rosalind, I don't think that's a coherent conclusion to make because, if, really, respectfully, if we are given the mandate, of course, then we are in leadership position to drum home the
If you're
reforms.
not given the mandate, you'll be in the background?
Well, I don't think where we are now, maybe it's just, I can confidently say it's just Palgrave who doesn't want change. You yourself, I'm sure you want change.
I haven't said so.
Well, I'm sure. I just said I'm sure. I'm sure every other person. Sorry?
I host a show called Changes, so I already have a show like that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, I'll watch it next time.
Please.
Yeah.
Today
So
at 1 p.m.
today.
At 1 p.m.
Okay. Okay. I'll look for the link. Yeah. So my point is, it is difficult to appreciate the prevailing hardship and not, yearn for change. And in yearning for change, you would be a bit hypocritical not to call for certain systems to work, not to call for an end to human interference, a lot of discretionary power that doesn't help our democratic processes. So it's important we all add our voice to what the NDC has started. I think it's a good call if you don't have anything to hide. And I'm surprised he was talking about, he said, this is the first time people are having issues with the EC. No, you had issues to the extent you orchestrated and removed an EC chair. So please, if you're calling for equity, come with clean hands, Palgrave. Let us know that you guys, you are really fair. And for a party, I don't know why exhibition and distance become a problem. They did it to Alan Chermati in the delegates election. People pay money to be part of a process. If they're asking for transparency, the least you can do is to, be considerate. Listen to them, factor in their concerns. In the interest of Ghana, not in the interest of the ruling party and all their intimidating positions.
Your time is up. I'll try and ask a question after I'm done with Paul and Adele. I'll definitely come to you because I have I don't know why I have so many questions.
Let's do
it. Paul, you've seen what the viewers are sending in. In 2012, your political party, the NPP, did ask for a forensic audit. It was granted. Why is it that in 2024 you don't want to grant that audit?
Our political party is not the Electoral Commission.
But you are saying that you don't need it to be done, right? You're saying we should just trust the EC.
Rosie, the IPAC is an inter-party advisory committee. I don't know about Michael, but I know that the movement is not a party.
Yeah, I said.
And so they have said that over and over again. If you go for IPAC and you are not a party and you are there as observers, I think that is all well and good. I mean, there's nothing against you attending an IPAC meeting and being observers because you said you're not a party. You said the law is not against you filing someone to become an independent presidential candidate. I mean, we know where the election is going to go as it relates to other political parties and other independent candidates.
How do you know?
It's a clear mandate of the NPP.
But they also contest it. We don't know who's voting for who. So they could pull a surprise.
No, I don't think this surprise is not going to happen.
They can pull a surprise.
This surprise is not going to happen. Even in Capernaum, this surprise will not happen at all.
We don't know yet. We don't know what the future holds. So let's see what the future holds.
This surprise is not going to happen.
There could be a surprise. That miracles still happen.
The miracles happen in Capernaum, but this kind of miracle is not even going to happen in Gethsemane. I don't even foresee it happening at all. But Rosie, you see, I want a very peaceful election. I don't want the NDC to make the country ungovernable. I don't want the NDC to take us to the dark days of the revolution. I don't know what rationale there is within why the NDC would want to, at every single regional office of the Electoral Commission, the NDC wants to hold a demonstration. I don't know if demonstration is the only language that the opposition understands. I think that your views have clearly been heard. If there is any discerning listener within the Electoral Commission, they would give you a proper response. But to want to demonstrate, look at it, whilst leaving your political party campaigning agenda. You are going to demonstrate. So what would you have to show for to the Ghanaian people on the 7th of December when they have to go and vote? They have no other option than to vote for the New Patriotic Party because we are on the grounds campaigning. Our flag bearer, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is campaigning door to door, constituency to constituency. The running mate, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, is campaigning door to door, constituency to constituency. Parliamentary candidates are campaigning door to door, constituency to constituency. You want to be demonstrating, and when you lose the election, you would say that the election has been rigged, or you would say that the EC was in bed with the NPP.
But demonstration doesn't mean they're not campaigning.
Oh, but we are not seeing anything.
You are not seeing. To them, they are working.
No, but then every single thing that is being spoken about.
They won't come to Palgrave to
every single thing, Rosie, we are on the grounds.
Okay.
If the NDC is campaigning, we'll meet them. We don't meet them anywhere on the field. We don't meet them anywhere at all. You understand? It is clear that the NDC has no message for the Ghanaian people. It is also very clear that they want to paint a picture of mayhem and cause havoc and bring destruction to the peace that we have so enjoyed in this Fourth Republic.
So then the EC should just grant a forensic audit.
What is the responsibility of the EC?
Yeah. So you should also back that
No,
call.
that's the responsibility of the EC.
So back the call.
No, you see, it's a call from an opposition political party.
Oh,
Who
because
is
it's
not
from
pleased?
opposition.
No,
Is that what the issue is?
No, who is not pleased with some infractions they claim is from the voters' registration exercise. We are okay with the voters' registration exercise. We sent our team to observe. They brought reports to us on a regular basis. Issues that we had, we shared it with the EC. So very clearly, what was the NDC doing during the registration processes? They sent people as well.
So we have 1 minute for you, but let me ask you this. Currently, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has said that this election is going to be free and transparent. And of course, there's not going to be any bias. Now, with these words coming from the President, of course, it's also right that the EC will release for this forensic audit to happen, so the people will know that it's free and transparent.
You know, Rosie, the NPP and the government is not against anything that would jeopardize the peace and integrity of this election. We are not against that. We are very poised to make sure that your cameraman, your producer, every single person who wants the New Patriotic Party to continue the good works that has begun, the mandate of the people will not be taken elsewhere.
But
that's what we want.
That has nothing to do with the forensic audit.
No, that's what I'm saying. We are not against anything. So it's within the remit of the Electoral Commission to say that bearing on the time that we have available, 87 days, even take December out, 80 days, okay?
From now, just 1 more minute.
Yes, from now to the end of November, 80 days into this major election, can we do a forensic? How much would that cost us? And what is that going to mean for everybody?
Okay.
But we are open.
All right. Adele Umar Ibrahim is still on Zoom. Adele.
First of all, Paul Griff says that I want peace. And for a moment, I'm starting to think that it was actually unfortunate that I was not in the studio, because I would have loved to say this, looking at him in the face, one-on-one. First, he says that, listen, we want, for example, I want peace, and the NDC wants to destabilize the country, and it is the Electoral Commission who is responsible for this. These kind of things, Paul Griff, when you say it, sometimes you make me get very, very worried as to where we're going, as young people. Because first of all, if you're in your house, someone comes into your house, knocks your door, enters your house, starts to attack people in your house, you don't say, I want peace. You don't say that. Ghana doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to the NPP. It doesn't belong to you. So if we have the right to self-survival, we have the right to self-defense, we have that. We have the right to say that we don't want to die because your government is involved in Galamsey. We have the right to say that. We have the right to say that we don't want our brothers and sisters in Central Region to be dying from people within your government who are mining consistently and children being born without limbs. We have the right to say that. We have the right to say, I have the right to say, my daughter who is being born, who is in school today, who has a life to live, lives until the time she has to leave this world, not because she has taken mercury and cyanide. Certainly, we have the right to do that. Margaret, you have the right to make sure that your own people survive. In fact, you have the right to protect your own life. So you have to understand that if the Electoral Commission is saying that there is nothing wrong with the voters' register, after admitting to us that truly, 70% of Ghanaians had actually gone into that registration using the guarantor system, which the NDC gave those solutions for. If the EC has come to admit that BVR is missing, BVD is missing, laptop is missing, if the EC admits that yes, 38 persons have been moved in Pusiga who are not supposed to have been moved without their consent, but they have been moved with the help of EC officials who are under investigation, we're saying that we do not trust the system that is in place. What is your problem? If there's nothing to hide, you say you want to fight. I say I want to fight. Gosling says, let's open the floor. Margaret, come and stand. Let's do it. Men to men. Don't come there with sand in your pocket and throw it inside my eyes. And then when I turn around, I go like, oh, I won. No, you're a coward. When you do that, you're a coward. In 2012, when you people had problems with the Electoral Commission, we allowed it. Afarijan allowed it. The president has the mandate to speak and make sure that there is peace. If you want peace, act peacefully.
But the president has spoken, Adele. The president has spoken. The president has said that it's going to be a transparent election.
Rosalind, listen, how many times hasn't this president spoken? There will be no haircut. There's haircut. I'm putting my presidency on the line for Galamsey. There's Galamsey. We don't work with that. We're not working with that. We're saying that let the system show. You think that why? If you allow for forensic audit, we go for elections. Baumia wins. Then NDC says what? If you are, excuse me to say this, if you are applying wisdom, what you have to understand is that you don't call the Electoral Commission, then the MPP calls into the fight and says that
you have a minute to go.
Very well. Around for forensic audit to be done. So much such that if the NDC goes and they lose, they won't have anything to say. That's wisdom.
So if you do the forensic audit, Adele, if you do the forensic audit and you don't find anything in the register, what's next?
Rosalind, first of all, we want you to understand that there are already things in the register. And the EC has come to admit that there are things in the register. The EC has admitted that 38 people have...
What if you don't find anything in there?
The EC has said categorically that 38 people have been moved. So already there are issues with it. We have also indicated to you that even the register was given to us, and what we actually found on the ground on the day of the exhibition, there are discrepancies. So there are issues with it. We believe there are issues. We have admitted. In fact, for those ones that we have even come to tell the EC that this is what is going on, the EC was not even aware. On some cases, they say, oh, then they now come and say, oh, we have arrested people, we submitted to the police service. We are saying that it is basic. If you want peace, let peace prevail. Peace cannot prevail if there is no equity. And we are telling them that for as long as there's no equity, we are meeting the EC, we are meeting every government official. We're not sitting down. We're saying that let the right things be done. End of story. If you say you have won, right, fair enough, let's go. Why are you afraid of doing forensic audit? But we will certainly not sit down and allow you to manhandle us and tell us to go and sleep on our own rights. No, it won't happen.
All right.
If that is what
I'll definitely come back to you with my final questions because your time is up with this. Let me move to Michael as we prepare our messages to read. My audience at home are very dear to my heart. And so when you send in your messages, I make sure that I read about 90% of the messages. And so I'll be reading your messages very soon. This segment is probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone papa. No matter the gadget you're looking for, just go to Franco Trading Enterprise and they will serve you. Now, if you don't want to go there, worry no more. You can download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app. You can visit our website as well for further details. That's www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa perfie. And Michael is still standing his grounds that for you as a movement, you are definitely, behind the NDC. Now, people want to see you act now. People want to know that we can trust the country in your hands. But you are not voicing out that strength. That is what the people are looking for. The NDC is calling for picketing. You see Freedom for Change calling for certain things. What's it called? The other one?
The New Force.
New Force. Calling for action. And for you as a movement, you say, oh, we are doing this, we are doing that. People want to see you fight. People want to see you stand firm, stand your ground, so they can trust the country in your hands.
You see, thank you. I'm at a loss at where you are headed. If you have taken a good look at the movement, our whole philosophy is around the integrity and the unblemished and anti-brutish behavior, character of our leader, the Honorable Alan Martin. He's not someone fashioned after, all kinds of, I should say, brutish reaction to things. He believes in systems working. Once they are saying we are not a party, so we can't show up at IPAC and have a say, what can we do? We can, through advocacies, like I said, make our voice known on each issue. And really, I don't see what more we can do in a democratic dispensation as we have now. Unless, of course, you're asking us to go pick guns or,
No. Picketing has nothing to do with guns.
No, I mean, maybe you're asking us to pick guns,
No, but
exactly.
I said voice. I didn't use the word.
Yeah, but that's what we are doing. That's what I'm doing this morning. In what form would you want us to carry this voice? Maybe you should help us with a recommendation.
The voice of requesting also you you said earlier during the time where your main candidate was a part of the NPP and wanted to be the NPP flag bearer, you requested for an audit into the registrar and an exhibition and you didn't get it. You are seeing same now. Because of this and others, you exited the party. You are seeing this. Will that mean that if anything, you can exit the 2024 election?
You'll leave the country.
No, maybe the election.
Don't leave the country.
So then this whole assertion is flawed because the circumstances around the delegates election is so different from what we have at the national level. Thankfully, there's a stronger player, the NDC, in there who has major stakes, just like us, just like any other Ghanaian. And again, let me say this. Alan Martin believes in systems working. How do you get systems working? As it didn't work within the delegates' precincts, he moved on to another constitutional path, which is to become an independent candidate. He wanted to serve his country. Now, people who have failed in delivering on their mandates are still trying to thwart the democratic processes that would make Alan lead the party. So he says, okay, then I'll leave on to the next democratic path. He's doing that now. There are issues with the mandate of the EC in the conduct of their processes so far. The NDC has started a call. We are saying, okay, because we are not part of the IPAC, we can only throw in our support in terms of advocacy. As I'm talking, I'm sure it's mounting some convincing argument for people who are undecided about this matter to join in the fight NDC has already started.
All right, so your time is up. Let me come to you.
You know, Rosie, when you ask Michael questions, right, it feels like, how do I even say this? You're advising them, okay, that you want to hear their voices. It's like...
That's what Ghanaians are saying.
Yes. So, you see, and it's like, Michael is reacting like a troubled child. That we are doing all we have to do. How come you're not hearing our voices? The movement is acting like a troubled child. It's like a troubled child. And I like it. I like to hear you ask him a lot more questions. Well, because it's almost like we are a troubled child.
Palgrim, why are you doing this morning? My questions are just because of what people are saying.
No,
because as a movement, and as people or a group looking for votes.
Yeah.
People want to hear more from you.
How?
If you don't agree with EC, with what they are doing, it shouldn't be NDC starting.
Rosie,
you don't
don't
agree.
bother much.
That's your
Well,
own.
we started talking about
Rosie,
this
don't bother
long
much.
before even Cheddar made his voice
This is
known.
a troubled child.
I'm surprised you mentioned
No, this is
I'm
the
surprised you
movement.
mentioned his
Rosie,
movement.
Rosie, the movement is a troubled child.
Why
Okay.
What do you mean by
call it
troubled
Absolutely.
child?
I mean,
Why
you
call
look at
it
the
a troubled
antecedents. Look at the antecedents that led to the movement being set up. It's a troubled child. It's a child that is whining. It's a child. It's a child that is saying, "Mommy, Daddy, we've done all that we could. We're throwing our hands in the air
With this, I don't
in
agree
despair."
with
No, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to agree with me. But all of what Michael is expressing this morning is like, we're a troubled child. I mean, we have done all we could. Our voices are being heard. What much more can we do? But you know, Rosie, look, let's be really real in this year's election. I mean, the NDC is open as a democratic party in opposition to call for whatever they want to call for. The Electoral Commission is also demanded and depend on the democracy and also on the Constitution to grant what any party who is involved in the electioneering processes, if they are not happy, to grant their request so that peace can prevail. We want this election to be as free as fair. We want this election to be won very positively and convincingly, so that no one would be able to disregard the electioneering results. I can tell you of a truth, and as Michael was speaking, it almost sounded like what's today's date? Today is the 11th of September. It almost sounded like today's show is almost being done on the 9th of December, because it appeared he was almost giving his speech after losing the election. And I'm here.
They could win, though.
Oh, I don't think so. I told you this is not a miracle that's going to happen in Capernaum or Gethsemane. You know, but I'm very certain, really, Rosalind, that the election is going to won to the New Patriotic Party. I'm very certain that the Electoral Commission is going to conduct herself in a very credible manner. All issues that have been raised, I think that the Electoral Commission should have a second look at it and be able to alleviate the fears of the NDC.
That's it.
And send the NDC back into the campaign grounds so that everyone can be focused on campaigning on the policies and the Ghanaian people can be able to see the future government. And I am very certain. You know, Rosie, when the MPP stays in power longer, we'll be able to achieve more for the Ghanaian people. This system of always moving away from...
You have a minute to go.
In concluding, these systems of always moving away when an 8-year tenure is over and bringing in a new person, and they say they want to reset the economy or reset the country, I think that a lot more upgrade is what is important. Nobody wants to go to junior high school, out to senior high, and they want to come and start again from kindergarten. It becomes so morbid and very difficult to understand, which is why right from senior high school, going to university, right from university, graduate and come into public sector and begin to work, which is what we are preparing for the Ghanaian people. And I think that the alternative really is for the MPP to stay in office and to give Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the winning candidature for 2025.
All right. Adel Ibrahim, let me bring you in. And yes.
You know, upgrade is taking what is in existence and trying to increase it in its existence. Certainly, nobody wants an upgrade of galamsey. Nobody wants an upgrade of $12 million being missing. We don't want an upgrade. We don't want that kind of upgrade. Is actually very scary. You don't want an upgrade of, you know, our young people going to high school and then sleeping on the floor. We certainly don't want that. When you have a cell phone, it has a problem. What you do is that you reset it, you know, just so you can give it that basics to get it back, you know, on track. Stop everything, and then reorganize it in order for it to move. An upgrade of 4.2. You want to move dollar for 4.2 to 16. So an upgrade of 16 is what, 30 Ghana cedis. You want to upgrade milk that was sold at 3 Ghana cedis, 2 Ghana cedis. You want to upgrade that milk to now what? To 50 Ghana from the 18 that you have sent it to. Certainly not. Our message to the people of Ghana, and I have a typical message to the people that matter. To His Excellency, the President, to the Vice President, to our National Security personnel, to the IGP, to Otumfuo Osei-Tutu, the Venerable Otumfuo Osei-Tutu, to the Yana, you know, to the Ochehene, to all our chiefs and all the big men in this country who matter, to the pastors, to my dad's office, to the National Chief Imam's office, to the Catholic Bishops' Council, all of them, we're telling them something like, the right things must be done. If the Electoral Commission has nothing to hide, and if the NDC has consistently proven that we know what we're talking about, and the EC has come to admit that these things we're talking about really does exist, we, the young people, and as the Director of Operations for the Greater Accra Youth Wing of the NDC, we, the young people, are telling them that they have to stand up and make sure that the right things are done.
All right.
When you have this, when you're eating the monkey's hands, look at your hand, because when the problem comes, all of us are in it. And we're saying that in order to avert that, leadership has been given to you, whether you are the Tumfor, whether you are the Yana, whether you are the president, whether you are the IGP, whether you are whoever you find yourself, leadership has been given to you to make sure that the right things are done. So when you sit and then a section of your people and your own people are being born in Central Region, your own people are being born in Ashanti Region without limbs, and then the system that allows all of us to go and elect and decide who leads us is being faulted with, and you're being telling, and everybody's telling us to be quiet in this world. We are saying we won't keep quiet and watch.
What will the NDC do? What will the NDC do if not allowed the forensic audit?
We have told you. Demonstrations are allowed. We will go in and we will do our demonstrations.
After the demonstration, and you still are not allowed.
No, we come again.
If you are still not allowed after the demonstration.
Fine. We are still going. We'll go into the election. But what we're telling them is that we would not accept any results that comes out from this faulty electoral system that has been put in place. For
even if you win, even if you win, you won't accept it.
You think that even if we do what?
Even if you win, you won't accept it.
But the kind of things that are going on, what is the possibility that you're winning? They are telling you, they are stealing you. They are telling you that we will win the election.
But what if you win? What if you win?
There's no if. We're saying that we are going into an election together with you. We want to go into the election free and fair. We have a problem with the register. If you, the MPP, say you don't have a problem with 38 people being moved, because you know for certainty that those people are not your members, they are NDC members, so they are moved, so you don't care, no problem. We are saying we have a problem with it. We're saying the Electoral Commission, NDC has over 4 million people that are following us. Certainly it counts for something. Go out there, make sure that the right things are done. Let's do the forensics. Let everybody comes to peace of mind. And then if you say your leadership, you know that at this point in time, you have something to hold on to. But we're saying that for as long as that is not done, and you're telling us to simply just follow and allow you to keep poisoning us, allow you to keep stealing from us, and allow our children not to have a life, we're saying that win on merit. And the people that matter should start taking this thing seriously. So
if the NDC should win...
Let me land on this real thing. You have, and I'm speaking to the Otumfuo, I have so much respect for him, and when he speaks, he touches wisdom at any angle. This is a man that I have a feeling can just open his voice and the right things can be done. And for people he finds in his own region who are having to struggle from this Galamsey menace, who are having to struggle from all the mess that is going on as we speak today, I feel that, look, the Otumfuo 82 has spoken, he has spoken again, but I feel that he can actually speak even more. To save his sons like me, Adele, and our daughters, and all the other people, to prevent all the mess that has the tendency of happening. Because, listen, forget about the NDCO. There are people in the system who are genuinely angry. Recently, you saw somebody climb a statue and breaking it for no reason, just breaking statues. For what? For what? Like, there's so much.
All right, Adele, your time is up. Your time is up, Adele.
Don't aggravate it. Please just make sure that the right things are done.
Okay.
And then let us all go into this election free and fair.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Adele. Next time, I know you'll be in the studio. Have a fantastic day.
I'll be in the studio. In fact, I regret not being in the studio. I wanted to go in the face and tell them, all them, you will not do this to us.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And my guests have been Adele Umar Ibrahim, who joined us via Zoom this morning, representing the NDC, representing the NPP has been Dr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa, and he has also told us that he say for him The EC should also be free and fair and transparent in this, because all we need is peace. And also representing Movement for Change has been Michael Safo Kantanka. So he has represented the Movement for Change, and he's also told us that Movement for Change is for free and fair and transparent elections. And so if NDC is calling for it, it's also a step in the right direction. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. I'm super grateful that you made time. Do we have any messages? We could read just like 3 messages. Just like 3 messages, and we go, just so that our audience will always be a part of the conversation. So just about 3 messages, and then I can go, please. Thank you very much. Yes. So we'll do just 3 messages from our audience at home. Okay, so if I can have the messages here, I'll just push this to the side, and then let me see what I have. Okay, great. All right, so I'll go to the top. So I'm being a little bit biased from the top, those who came in a bit late. I think NPP are the... Okay. I think NPP are the blind man who says he will throw a stone. The NPP, because they are either holding the stone or probably stepping on it. NDC, open your eyes. Haruna from Tamale. Ranting sana opposition biom. Okay. This one says, good morning, sweet Roslyn. I strongly believe that Alan Movement for Change will be disqualified before December 7th elections. For the election to be free and fair, the EC should accept the audit. Oh, I'm hoping that they will not be disqualified.
How will be disqualified?
Exactly. They won't be disqualified. Or you both watching from Etrima, we want peaceful elections coming December 7th because we have one Ghana, but still Dr. Baumia all the way. Greetings to Honorable Amwa. Okay. This one says that blueprint right from Esicado, despite the numerous challenges facing the country as part of global impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and Russia-Ukraine war, this current administration has made some tremendous strides in all sectors of the economy, and this is what we term as leadership. Dr. Baumia must continue Nanado's legacy. Mensa Majid from Bechem, Toronto says, I'm very sad to see how badly our water bodies have been polluted by illegal miners. What are they doing with Professor Frimpong Boate's report? It clearly shows that party Hiasika, as they have been saying, Christian Council and Peace Council only speak during election time to favor a certain political party. They should condemn the illegal mining in the country. We can't trust the EC based on these reasons. Illegal transfer of constituents, packing party foot soldiers in their various offices, and some utterances from the people like Bosman Asari publicly saying that NDC is a threat to our democracy. My regards to. Okay, so today I'm not reading too many regards because I have so many messages. So regards. Good morning, Rosie. The NDC should be vigilant at the police station and the collation center. That's the best way to go rather than what the NDC sought to do. The Pusiga transfer of votes is not a basin to criticize EC Mamudu. Okay. Good morning, Roslyn. Paul Griffin is defending his daily bread. Oh, no, he's not. Look, if you listen to his last
Essentially, he is.
No, but if you listen to his last admission,
he is.
This is a trouble child.
Good morning, Roslyn. The fight for Galamsey, leaving it for the politicians will be a mistake. The NPP are free to lose power when they fight against Galamsey. I think the chief should stand up and fight against this. After all, they were there before these greedy politicians. Okay. I think I've done this one. Good morning, host. Are you scared of reading text messages? Please read more messages. Okay. No, I have read your messages. I'll read this one. Good morning. Again, are you... unfortunately, your kind of messages will not be read. Musa Abatua in Asawase, I want to commend UTAG for decision to strike against the government failure to stop officials from engaging in illegal mining, highlighting the Ekufado and Baumia administration's lack of political will to address the issue, which has led to environmental damage. It implies government complicity and... stresses the need for accountability and action. The statement also supports John Mohammed's Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative as a solution to the illegal mining problem, and praises to Julius Debra and Gabriel Aga for effort to support Mohammed's return. I'll read just one last one and I go. Good morning, Rose. I'm watching live from Enyinem. The question is, there probably cause of the issue the NDC party has raised? The answer yes, because yes, there was voter exhibition, but the individuals didn't know their vote has been transferred. So therefore, it is the best for all of us that the party raise these issues for us to solve it amicably to ensure that people are not disenfranchised during 7th December elections. The forensic is necessary, please. The issue should be fair and firm. Nana Kwesi Odame Enyinem. So this is all time will permit with regards to this segment, and it's probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. We have other conversations coming up that you don't want to miss. But don't forget that it's time for us to pay school fees. School fees era, very, very difficult, isn't it? I was saying I bought a book for 488 Ghana cedis yesterday, and I realized that I need to play quick cash. At this point in time, if you don't play quick cash.
I have headaches.
Oh.
I have headaches.
The economy has been run into it.
The economy,
so that's why, you know, we have to be serious about some of these things and change these guys in the helm of affairs.
So my Facebook viewers also sent in messages, and I have to do it because I always promise to read messages. So let me see if I have any messages on Facebook as well. And I want to also tell you to play the quick cash game. Play. Aaron Bebako Misa, good morning to you. Environmental impact, Galamsey, has also had negative effects on the economy. The illegal mining industry operates outside of the formal sector, resulting in loss of revenue for the government. This lack of control over natural resources has hindered Ghana's economic development and led to a cycle of poverty in many mining communities. Okay. Nana Kwesi Enyimedru says, I'm watching live from Enyim. I think I read this one, but I'll still read it. The question is, there probably cause for the issues the NDC party has raised. The answer is yes, because yes, there was voter exhibition, but the individuals didn't know their vote has been transferred. So therefore, it is in the best of all of us that the party raised these issues for us to solve it amicably to ensure that people are not disenfranchised during 7 December elections. The forensic is necessary, please. All right, so like I said, this all time will permit us, and Adele, if you want to make a point next week, be in the studio. They will allow you to make the point. So this all time will permit us. Let's play and win 1,000 Ghana cedis this morning. You don't want to complain about school fees again. Let's play and win. Star 281 hash.
The best investment you can always give to your children is school.
Yes. Star 281 hash. Now you select number 7, which is Joy Pride. When you select number 7, which is Joy Pride,
what does Baumia want to do?
Hey, so you people don't want to win money this morning. People want to win money. Please, let me let my people to win money.
Free SHS at this time.
I give this to you. Have it. Enjoy it.
Free SHS at this time.
Bon appetit.
What are you talking about?
All right, so gentlemen, let me let my viewers win some money, okay? Those who have been sending me messages.
Adele, you should be here next week.
You should win 1,000 Ghana cedis this morning.
The trouble child
okay?
is calling.
So do a star 281 hash, select number 7, which is Joy Prime, and win. Win. You don't be like me that I'm crying about books. Win 1,000 Ghana cedis this morning. You can buy those books. 2 of them free of charge. Anyway, this all time will permit with this segment. But guess what? Yesterday, the Americans, United States of America, they had their debate.
Yes.
And it's definitely going to be in trends this morning because Trump, they carry last. So he'd be like Niger man, they carry last. Up next is what's trending with us here. Do stay with us.
Newsflash was brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun fear.